Jenny, you have stayed inside your house for a long time recently, haven't you?
Good morning, Patty. Recently, my company has been pushing for us to work from home, and so for a while now I've been working from within our office in the house. However, I'm still going into the office a few times every month for meetings and special projects.
Is that so? So the company you're working for has started to implement a system such as that for all its employees? Well, if that's the case, then you get out of my son's house right now.
Huh?
And by saying that, of course what I mean by that is I want you to divorce my son and leave.
How does me working remotely for my job happen to lead into you wanting me to leave your son?
Well, Jenny, the way that leads into you leaving my son is that I know about how you use that excuse of working remotely as a way to never get any of the chores there done.
Well, the only thing that's changed is that I'm working from my office here at home, but everything besides that has been the same since I've been married to your son.
And I bet the only reason they're having you work from home now is because they have no further use for you, and it'll only be a matter of time before they fire you, right? I mean, I don't blame them considering you were raised in a foster home all your life. How could a parentless child like you amount to anything in that company?
Patty, I think it's better that you refrain from talking about me like that from now on.
Excuse me?
I'm sure that there are people who were raised in foster homes that had a hard time living in this world after being forced out into society. But there are also people like my older friend that I grew up with in that foster home who is now the CEO of a $15 million company. And I also have friends from that foster home who are not lawyers and doctors. And most of them even have a happy family now, with a loving wife or husband and children around them. So please stop trying to say that all foster kids have ended up troubled and without any use to this world.
Right now, I'm not talking about all those other idiots. I'm talking about you, Jenny, and how within the company you are working for, you are the least dependable and will soon be fired because of it. And unfortunately, you found some way to get my son to marry you, and he's now stuck with someone who slacks off from their most important duties. I'm sure that you only married him for his family's money, right? I really would love to have you divorced from him sooner rather than later.
I'd like to get back to my work here soon, so...
But I'll have to wait a little longer for that, I'm sure. At least do this one thing for me by the end of today. That's leaving my son's house. And then from there, I'd like you to start working on divorcing him and being gone from his life forever. My son is my only boy in the family, and I need to make sure that he marries someone far more amazing than you. So, you need to get lost soon.
I'm getting back to work. Goodbye.
Jenny, are you home right now? You should be home working all day today, right?
Oh, I'm still at home getting some work done, George. But I'm on a small lunch break now, so we can chat for a little while.
Is that so? Well, I wanted to ask, if I came back home now, would I be bothering you while you work?
What's happened? Do you have to leave work early? Did you come down with something today that's forcing you to leave work?
Wait, this isn't about me coming down with anything today. My manager came up to me today saying that I haven't been using a lot of my time off this year and that it would benefit both me and the company to use it up before the next year begins. And since starting next week, I have more projects that I need to start, we both agreed that today I could use the afternoon off, fully paid, to head home early and use up the time off. I'll be getting tomorrow off as well, fully paid.
Is that so? Well, I'm fine with you coming home now, so don't worry about me and get your butt home.
All right, thank you.
What do you want to do about lunch?
I was just thinking that I'd buy something on the way home to eat. I'd like you to continue working on your work without having to get up to make me anything.
All right.
By the way, did my mom end up saying anything to you today?
Huh?
I'm talking about how she always seems to pick on you.
Right. Today she seemed to be in even more of a fighting mood than times before.
She really never seems to care enough when I tell her to stop messing with you, and that was probably getting in the way of you getting work done. I'm sorry, Jenny. She has to realize that what she's doing to you is not acceptable, right?
You don't have to apologize for her actions. And besides, I'm doing all right after our little chat today.
But even still, it's getting close to 3 months now. There's no denying that she's causing you a lot of stress by messing with you all the time, and that it's only getting worse as time goes on, right?
I'm fine. Well, that's what I'd like to say, but really, her treating me so poorly has started to cause some issues with me and my job.
At this point, we've really got to start thinking of a way to get her out of your hair for good. My bus is here. When I get home today, make sure to show me all the texts my mom sent to you.
Sure, will do.
If I'm able to change transfer buses quick enough at the station, I should be home in about an hour.
Okay. Have a safe return home today.
I'll do my best. See you this afternoon then.
You freaking useless dog. I just passed by your house a couple of seconds ago, and I saw that you're still sitting in there on your computer. I could have sworn that I told you earlier today to get the hell out of that house, right?
I'm in the middle of work right now.
Your company is getting ready to fire you, so you have no reason to talk to me about getting any actual work done. And I know for a fact that you're only using that title of being a remote worker as a way to slack off. Seriously, you are a freaking waste of my son's time. Not only do you have zero common sense, but you can't even do your job well enough to stay within that mediocre company. George has been saying to me that I need to treat you with the respect he thinks you deserve, but I'm not buying it. All you've done is brainwashed him into thinking that you're worth something, and that's how you got him to marry you. Well, it's not going to happen any longer. Divorce my son right now.
Patty, I've noticed you always happen to text me around this time every weekday, right?
And so what?
Could this mean that you choose to talk to me only during this time every day because you expect that your son is at work and can't do anything to stop you?
Well, you might be onto something there. Actually, you are 100% correct about that. But this is all for the sake of my son. I have to protect him from you, and that means waiting for him to be busy with his work to start my plans of attack and making sure you go away. Having to think that such a useless dog is my son's wife. I am not the kind of mother that is going to let you continue taking advantage of my son, all in order to get my family's money.
Are you finished saying everything you've wanted to tell me?
Oh, I have so much more that I'd like to say to you. I'm going to keep tearing into you until you leave my son and run away from me.
So you're going to continue with this even though your son is sitting right next to me now?
Huh?
This all happened just a little bit ago, but he was allowed to take the rest of today and tomorrow off from work. And he only arrived home just a few minutes ago.
So you're telling me that George is there with you right now?
Yep.
And he's sitting with you looking at all the things I've said to you?
Yep. And I really need to end things here so that I can get back to my work. So from now on, you're going to have to go through him if you have anything else to say to me today. Now I'll be going.
Well, if that's the case, then that's completely fine with me. Really, I didn't want for him to have to see everything I'd said to you today. But if he has seen everything already, then that makes my job of explaining things to him a whole lot smoother.
Mom?
George, come on now. If you were finally going to take the chance to get a day off work, you should have come back home to me to hang out for a little while. I'm sure that it's pretty boring having to hang around that house all day with a useless dog like her, right? That's right. How about tonight you and I go out for some steaks? And I'll make sure to get us a reservation at one of those high-end steakhouses. It's been almost 5 years now since your father passed away, so it'll be nice to have a steak again since we haven't eaten steak together since that day.
I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm not in the mood to go out for a steak tonight. I'm actually quite pissed at you.
Huh?
Stop trying to act like what you've been doing is okay.
George, what's happened to you?
When did I ever say that I wanted to get a divorce from Jenny? And the fact that you've been speaking so poorly of your own son's wife is good reason for me to want to punch you in the face right now. Did you actually think that I'd let you continue with that crap without stepping in?
What are you talking about? Come on now. Talk about what's all going on right now very carefully. You are a graduate from a very highly sought-after university, and you are on the path to becoming an elite in the working world. But unlike you, your wife right now is nothing more than a lost cause from a foster home who does nothing but work as an office lady. No matter how hard you try to make it look possible, the two of you are not meant to be married.
Mom, did we not tell you this yet? Jenny is from the same university as I am.
Huh?
And not only that, but she was able to get into that university with the full ride scholarship. And as for what she does for work right now, let's just say that the company isn't as well known as the one I'm working for, but her income is higher than mine.
Huh? That useless dog. How the hell does she... You guys can't just hide things like that from me. Especially when it's been so long since you both got married and she became a part of my family.
You can act like we were trying to hide this from you all you want. But her and I graduated in the same class, and we can show you proof that she's in fact better than me in some ways. Heck, I'd even be willing to show you our pay stubs, so you can see with your own very eyes that we aren't playing.
Are you serious? You're telling me that that parentless foster child...
We have told you plenty of times before that it's not okay to judge someone just based off their past life when they were a child. If you understand everything I've told you, I'd like for you to apologize to Jenny when she's done with work today, and it better come from your heart.
Jenny, I'm assuming that you're finished with work by now?
That's right. I just finished up and turned off my computer a second ago.
I heard a lot of things from George earlier today, just after lunch. So you actually did end up graduating from university after all. And not just from any university, but from the same one as George? Why were you hiding all of that from me?
What?
All of that information would have been really helpful to me had you told me a lot sooner. Especially since without that very important piece of information, all you are is a useless foster child that is about to be fired from a company that has no use for her. I needed to know that you were a university graduate because that would have changed the way I spoke to you before.
Did I not tell you all about my education back when I first met you in person? I explained that we met each other because we went to the same university together, and that's why we're together now.
Huh? You mentioned that to me before?
Well, I can see that even if you did know about that before, somewhere along the way you got confused and started to think differently about me.
That's right. But even if you came from the same university as my son, there are still plenty of other things wrong with you. You still ended up growing up with no parents and in a foster home. So, to make up for you having that unfortunate part of your past haunting my family, I'd like for you to start paying me $1,000 every month.
$1,000?
If you are able to promise me that you'll send me $1,000 a month for the rest of my life, then I'll allow you to stay married to George.
Really?
I know about how you're making more money than my son is right now. Allow me to be frank about this. A woman that makes more than her husband is not viewed as a good thing in this world. But if I were to ask you to quit your job right now, George would keep coming after me, saying I'm bullying you or something, right? So to make it seem as though you're not making as much money as you say, I'd like you to pay me $1,000 a month, and I'll promise to leave you alone.
What?
However, in order for me to keep my end of the promise, you have to promise that you'll never tell my son about any of this deal we'll make. So if you'd like to continue to be the wife of my elite son, you listen to everything I've just said and do it. That should be okay with you, right? Pick up the dang phone, Jenny. I've noticed that you still haven't put that $1,000 into my account. And so I came all the way to your place to tell you to your face to give me that money. But why is there a lock on the door and a sign saying the place is for sale?
That's because after moving out of that house, the realtor has come to start cleaning the place up a bit more to start showcasing it to people looking into the place.
You guys moved out? Why did you move?
If you don't know what the reason is for that yet, try asking your son. Goodbye.
George, why the hell did you move out of that place? You haven't even told me the new address that you guys have.
That's because I've cut ties to you, Mom.
Huh?
Did I not tell you about a month ago to apologize to my wife when we last spoke about what you did to her? Because looking back into our text history, I did say that, and you replied to me meaning that you read that text. But for some unknown reason to me, you going to apologize to her, turning into you threatening her to pay you $1,000 a month.
Wait, did that witch talk to you about all of that? I told her to keep her mouth shut about it so as part of the deal. Her not even being able to uphold that end of the promise is why foster children like her are useless.
The reason why I know about what you said to her is because as she was texting you then, I was looking over her shoulder.
Huh?
And when she finished texting you, she turned to me and I told her that it was over. That from now on, her and I would no longer be a part of your family.
That's...
And I'll leave you with this as a warning. Trying to come and find us at our offices isn't going to be possible for you. I told my boss about the current situation, and he was kind enough to allow me to move to a different office away from you. And the same thing goes for Jenny and her job. Well, it's not like her office mattered to you, though, because you never even knew where she was working in the first place, or what company she worked for.
Wait, what am I going to do now, though?
I don't care.
What?
For the past 2 years now, you've been getting Social Security, right? And you've been working part-time for a while now as well, right? There's also that money left over from Dad that you said you'd never touch after he passed away.
Well, about that last part.
So you should be all right then, right? Now, goodbye, forever.
Wait a moment, George. I quit that part-time job. And as for all that money your dad left for me, I've used it all up.
When talking about that last part, where Patty told her son that she had quit her job and was without any more money, That really surprised the both of us, considering that after her husband passed, she should have been left with around $80,000 and still be receiving a decent Social Security. George and I just looked at each other after reading that and sighed. Apparently, she had spent all of that money without putting much thought into what to do after it was gone, besides hoping that she could rely on her son to support her. But when she found out how much I was making, decided that it'd be better to just have me pay her a little each month in return for not bullying me anymore. After both George and I had agreed that we'd cut ties with her and never see her again, we made sure to explain to all of his family before telling her. And since they all agreed that what we were doing was necessary, they told us that they'd figure out something for her since she no longer had enough money to support herself. In other words, that meant them all introducing her to a job working on a production line. So as of right now, she's out there working every day within that factory, making minimum wage that is barely enough to keep her in her house and keep all the lights on there. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
America? Today's my sister's wedding, but I haven't seen you since morning. What in the world are you doing? Where are you right now?
Oh, hi, Silvio. I already left for the wedding. You were still sleeping, so I left a note on the table. Didn't you see it?
What, a memo? Oh, I found it.
Like it was written on the note, I'm going to be picking up your sister's daughter, Monica, then go to the wedding.
Huh? Why'd you have to go through the trouble of taking care of my sister's daughter? Can't my sister just go to the wedding with Monica?
Apparently, that's what they were planning at first, but apparently Monica started throwing a tantrum because she didn't like getting up early. But your sister has to get to the wedding on time, so...
I see. Monica likes you, so my sister asked you for help? I get the situation now, but this is another reason why getting remarried when you already have children is such a hassle.
Silvio, don't say things like that. It's rude to your niece Monica as well. Why not celebrate? It's your sister's wedding day, after all.
Yeah, I just said it. I didn't really mean it, you know. Make sure you're not late to the wedding, alright?
Yep. As soon as Monica and I are finished preparing, we'll depart for the wedding. We'll see you there.
Seriously, don't be late, alright? It's my sister's wedding.
Hello, Lilia. I'm going to leave the house with your daughter and head to the wedding now. Oh, hi, Erica. Sorry I had to suddenly call you so early in the morning. My daughter Monica is very shy, but she seems to like you, so that's why I called. She started throwing a tantrum as soon as we got up. The only person I could think of that might be able to help was you, so... It's alright, don't worry about it. Today's a special day for you, so don't hesitate to tell me if there's anything you want me to do. Thanks, Erica. I wouldn't know what I would have done without you. Alright then, we'll see you at the wedding. Yep, take care on your way though. And take care of Monica for me. Yep, she's in safe hands with me. Silvio, did Monica and Erica arrive at the wedding venue yet? I haven't seen them, but my house is only a 50-minute train ride from here, and they should be here by now.
What? I thought that Erica went to your room to give you Monica or something. She isn't there? I haven't seen her as well.
No, she isn't. I thought that she would be coming here by train, so I texted her, but all my texts remain unread. I tried calling too, of course, but she wouldn't answer. Did you hear anything from her?
No, I didn't hear anything. What in the world is she doing? I told her specifically not to be late. She's probably taken some sort of detour or something. Ah, that woman. America? Are you still not at the wedding venue? It's a 50-minute train ride from my sister's house to the wedding venue, right? Shouldn't you already be here? Hello? Is anyone there? Did you get lost? Did your phone run out of battery so you can't reply or something? All the other relatives are already here and we're only waiting for you two. You've got my sister's daughter as well, so you're making everyone worried. Just hurry up, alright?
Silvio, I heard that Erica got into an accident.
Yeah, I just got a call from the police as well. Apparently, a car ignored the red light and was about to hit a child, and Erica jumped between her and the car.
What? Is she all right?
It seems the kid was safe, but Erica was injured. I told the person who called me to send Erica to the wedding as soon as she gets treatment for injuries.
Huh? You told her to come back. But didn't she get hit by a car? I don't think she'll be able to come to the wedding anymore, Silvio.
What are you talking about? Of course she can come to the wedding. Knowing Erica, she's probably just making a big deal out of this. Look at me, I sacrificed myself to save a child. I'm the hero, so don't mind if I come to the wedding. Guy on the other end said it was impossible too for some reason. Would you believe it? What in the world is she doing right now? To think that she almost got your daughter in an accident. Even if it was only temporary, she was responsible for your daughter, as her guardian, and as her nephew.
Silvio, but didn't Erica just save Monica? I don't get what you're trying to say right now.
I'm trying to say that Erica is just making a big deal out of this, and now is refusing to come to the wedding because she thinks she's some sort of hero. But I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to talk some sense into her and tell her to come to the wedding immediately.
But didn't you hear that she was taken away to a hospital? Of course I'm worried about my daughter as well, but I'm also worried about your wife, Erica, who could have been seriously injured protecting my daughter.
What do you mean she was protecting your daughter? If anything, she was endangering your daughter by walking off like that. But even if she was injured, the wedding of a family member is of utmost importance, so you have to come even then. What is she thinking getting into an accident at such a happy day? Is she trying to ruin your wedding or something? I thought the two of you got along, but apparently not.
Silvio, listen to me. What you're saying is nonsense. Your wife is not going to be able to make it to my wedding, and you're not going to tell her otherwise. In fact, you should go and visit her in the hospital yourself.
Why would I do that? She's just exaggerating with the ambulance and stuff. Hold on, I'll tell her to come to the wedding with Monica immediately.
What? Hold on. I said don't tell her anything strange.
Hey, Erica! What do you think you're doing getting into an accident like that? Didn't I specifically tell you not to be late to my sister's wedding? Are you saying you're not going to be able to come just because you got into an accident saving a child? Wait. Don't tell me that the money that was supposed to be my sister's wedding gift will be used for your hospitalization expenses, is it? Hospitalization expenses are a waste of money! Come to the wedding right now! Hey, Erica! Are you ignoring me or something? I'm not messing around, Erica! Do you intend on ruining my sister's wedding day or something? I said to come here immediately, now!
Hey, Silvio. What in the world do you think you're doing?
Huh? What is it, Lydia? Why do you sound so mad?
What were those texts that you sent Erica? Don't you have any heart? Heck, it's not that you're only heartless, but you're an idiot as well. How the hell is she supposed to come to the wedding when she's just been hit by a car? I'd like to see you do it.
What? You saw the text I sent Erica? How? What?
Yes, I did. I have her smartphone, after all.
Huh? Why do you have her smartphone?
I'm at the hospital Erica was taken to right now. Luckily, or unluckily, depending on how you look at it, the hospital was only a 5-minute walk from the wedding venue. So I came as soon as I heard what happened. You come here right now as well.
Hold on, Lilia, stop with the jokes. You can't just leave the wedding when you're the bride. The wedding is going to be cancelled if you're not there.
Yes, I intend on canceling the wedding. Don't you understand that there are more important things right now than my wedding? Are you seriously that dumb?
Yeah, I know she got into an accident and all, but you shouldn't believe her. She's probably just exaggerating because she got a big head for saving some child. Just because she saved some child doesn't make you that she can just cancel her plans to go to the wedding.
What do you mean she's exaggerating? But she's in front of me right now. Also, what do you mean when you say that she saved some child?
Put simply, I'm just mad at her for causing such a mess on your wedding day. What is she thinking getting into an accident like this? She should have just minded her own business and tried not to be the hero or something.
What did you just say? She should have just minded her own business? But if Erica hadn't jumped between her and the car, this would have been a lot more serious. Don't you get that?
That's not our problem. It doesn't change the fact that she still caused a huge commotion when she could have just stayed put and come to the wedding.
Why, That's my daughter you're talking about.
Huh? What?
Yes. Did you seriously not get that until now, you dumbass?
So what you're trying to say is that...
If Erica hadn't jumped between the car and Monica, then Monica might have died.
What? So the child that Erica saved from being run over by a car was Monica?
Yes. Seriously? Have you not been reading my texts? Even a 3-year-old would have understood. Erica was seriously injured because she saved my daughter from a car accident. Luckily, Erica is going to make a full recovery, but it's still a serious injury that calls for hospitalization.
What, seriously? So, I thought that Erica had wandered off without Monica and saved a random child trying to be a hero.
Even if it wasn't my daughter, this would have still been extremely serious. And Erica isn't trying to be a hero. She is a hero. Besides, why in the world are you acting all surprised? I thought the police told you about what happened. Did they not tell you that the child she saved was Monica?
Now that I think about it, they might have said something of the sort. I guess I let my imagination take hold of me?
Yeah, it looks like that. Oh, and by the way, do you know who the driver of the car that ran into them was?
What? How the hell am I supposed to know that? How the hell do you know that in the first place?
The police came to Erica's hospital room and explained the situation to me. Apparently, the person that ran over Erica was Francesca.
What? Which Francesca are you talking about? Because there are a lot of people named Francesca, you know?
Your ex-girlfriend, Francesca.
Seriously?
You were cheating on your wife and seeing Francesca, weren't you? How the hell did you find out about that, you probably want to say? You see, the police checked Francesca's smartphone to see whether she had been texting while driving, and sure enough, she was. That's when they noticed that she was texting someone named Silvio, which also happened to be the name of the husband of the woman who just got into an accident. The police decided to ask me whether I knew anything about this, and obviously I didn't. That's how I found out. Oh, and I also have an idea as to what happened this morning, I think. I called Erica to take care of Monica for me, and so the two of you headed to the wedding venue separately. You were texting Francesca on your way here, right? That's probably why she didn't see the red light and almost ran into Monica in the first place.
It's not my fault! I didn't know she was driving!
Maybe not directly. I know it's unrelated, but even if you weren't responsible for the accident, it doesn't change the fact that you were cheating on Erica. I'm not about to mess in your marital affairs, but I'm pretty sure Erica is going to divorce you. Anyways, while you were texting Francesca on your way to my wedding, she suddenly stopped texting you. But, judging by your personality, you probably got mad when she suddenly stopped replying. I don't need to tell you that she stopped replying because she was apprehended by the police, right? That bitch apparently tried to make a run for it. Anyways, you got mad that she stopped replying and soon after that found out that Erica got into an accident. And so you started letting out your anger on Erica and told her all that nonsense.
But I had no idea Francesca was involved when I sent those texts to Erica. You have a smartphone and can view my chat with her, right? Could you delete those texts I sent her earlier? Please, Lydia. I'm begging you as my brother.
Sorry, but I am not about to cover up your stupidity for you, brother. Besides, don't you even feel guilty for what you did? I'm not going to let you get away, Silvio. It was your fault that Erica got seriously injured. If she hadn't jumped in front of that car, do you realize what might have happened to my daughter? I am not going to forgive you for this. I am going to make sure you pay for what you've done.
But how should I have known Francesca would run into Erica? This is just an unfortunate series of events. I understand now that Erica wasn't just trying to be a hero, and I'm not mad at her anymore. No one's at fault here, Lydia. We should just move on with life and pretend nothing ever happened. Besides, Francesca shouldn't have been texting while driving. It's not my fault that she has no regard for traffic rules.
Well, I guess it was extremely bad luck. I mean, if I hadn't called Erica over to my place to take care of Monica for me, or if Francesca didn't happen to be at that exact place at that exact time, nothing would have ever happened. Actually, no. You would have continued meeting with Francesca behind Erica's back, which isn't good, but that's not the point. The point is that you're trash, brother. Trying to get your wife to come to the wedding after she was just seriously injured saving my daughter? I've had enough of you. Bye. You'll get what you deserve later.
But... God damn it. Hey, Erica! What's this lawyer you sent me? Are you serious you're gonna divorce me? Why? I'm not gonna agree to this. I already broke up with Francesca, so why don't you just move on and forget about it? You women are so petty. I'm not gonna divorce you and I'm not gonna pay an alimony. Erica! Erica, hey, reply to my text! You see, Francesca's husband is making me pay an alimony as well. And for some reason, I'm being made to take responsibility for the wedding's cancellation. And my sister is making me pay for part of the cancellation fee. It makes me sick thinking about how much money I'm going to have to come up with on my own. So please, don't divorce me so that at least I won't have to pay you an alimony as well. Please, I don't want to divorce you. Let's pay for all of this together. Oh, that reminds me. Apparently my sister is going to hold another wedding ceremony 3 months later. Why don't we make up by then and go to the wedding together? Don't you think it would be fun to surprise everyone by telling them that we actually made up? It'll be so wholesome as well. Right, Erica? Don't you think that this is a great idea?
Silvio?
Erica! I knew you would come around. I know I said some awful things to you after you got in an accident on the day of the wedding, but I was just mad at the time. I deeply regret it now and realize that you are, in fact, a true hero. I'm so proud of you, and I think you're the most wonderful wife a guy could have.
It's not that hard to understand, Silvio. You cheated on me, so we're getting divorced. Please contact my lawyer about this, not me.
What?
Your sister is typing these texts for me because I can't myself. She came to visit me in the hospital.
Lilia, why are you visiting Erica?
I'm only able to text right now because your sister is here. Didn't you hear that I broke my right arm and now it's in a cast? You've got some nerve ordering me to reply to your texts.
But I tried to come visit you in the hospital, but they said that you were relocated.
The only reason they relocated me was because you tried to force your way through on the first try. Even though you were banned from seeing me. Besides, did you seriously think that you would be able to visit me given the position you're in? Come on, Silvio, try to be a little more observant of what's going on around you.
But
Please, contact my lawyer from now on.
it wasn't my fault that you were run over by a car. How should I have known Francesca was driving? This is all her fault.
I don't care. It doesn't change the fact that you were cheating on me. And that you also tried to make me come to the wedding even though I got into an accident. You disgust me, Silvio. I'm going to block this account now.
What? Wait, don't block me! Erica, I still have more things I need to tell you.
First, I had Francesca, Silvio's ex-girlfriend, pay me 2 alimonies. One for running into me on her car, and one for meeting Silvio behind my back. She was forced to go into debt because of this and now works multiple jobs, apparently. Silvio, on the other hand, barged into the hospital near our house trying to look for me. He must have thought that I was there, but I saw this coming, so I had myself relocated to a hospital other than that one. He didn't expect this and caused a commotion at the hospital's front lobby, shouting at the staff to tell him where I am. Eventually, the police came to take him away. He was released, but not long after that, the 2 of us got divorced. Naturally, Silvio's relatives cut ties with him after this incident. And it also seems that he had to pay money to the hospital as well for causing a commotion. Silvio's complained about not having any money, and so he took on massive amounts of debt, not knowing that he would only have to pay more in the future. Honestly, I don't know why I married this man. He has both the mental capacity and the emotional capacity of a 3-year-old.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hello, Mary Ann. You're at your shop right now, aren't you? Looking after the store as usual, I suppose. Did you happen to see the shop across the street? If you haven't, I urge you to take a peek. Really something. Huh? Oh, hello, Marge. What's up? The store across the street? Are you talking about the kind of fancy-looking cafe? I heard it's supposed to open tomorrow. Looks kinda nice, I have to say. I wonder how much they spent on the whole place. Yeah, that's the one. Really impressive, huh? Yeah, it's nice. But what about it? That it's nice? I agree, it's nice. Don't be too surprised, Mary Ann, but surprise, surprise, that's my cafe. Our grand opening is tomorrow. Oh, really? I had no idea. But I thought, where'd you come up with all that money? Must have cost a fortune. Huh? Are you saying I couldn't afford it? You make me sound poor or something. That's sort of mean, isn't it? No, please don't take it that way. If I sounded like that, I'm really sorry. Maybe it came out kind of weird, huh? Sorry. It's just that whenever we would meet with the other women, you'd always go on and on about not having enough money. So it was just shock, that's all. But I see now that it was just complaining like we all do. But I guess you were secretly saving up, huh? You just took me off balance. You sure know how to surprise people, keeping everyone in suspense and then boom. About the money? Oh, that's a secret. Let's say it's business and it's confidential. Yeah, right. No problem. I don't have to know that, right? Really? You seem a bit flustered. Is it because you now have competition? Getting a bit worried, maybe? Huh? No, not at all. But I suppose if a shop similar to mine opens across the street, there, of course, will be a bit of rivalry. No way to avoid that, I guess, huh? But we're located across the street from each other, and I think we cater to different kinds of customers, so after a while, things will settle down. You'll have your regular customers, and I'll have mine. I'm not so sure about that. My shop is really attractive, and I have a feeling customers will gravitate toward my shop in no time. I just hope I don't take all your customers. If a nice fancy cafe opens across the street from your old beat-up cafe, well, people will obviously choose the more charming one, don't you agree? Our place isn't exactly beat up. Maybe needs a paint job here and there, but I wouldn't say beat up. I hear that place has been in business since your grandfather opened it God knows how long ago, and it hasn't been fixed up since. Is that true? Can I stop you right there, Marge? I know this is business and all, and it's actually good to have a little rivalry. I think it's healthy, it keeps us on our toes, but I would prefer that you not badmouth our shop. Oh, did I hurt your feelings, Marianne? And you talk of a rivalry. I don't see any kind of rivalry. Your beat-up cafe isn't even on our radar. Well, our place is seen as quaint and antique. People prefer that to some bright and gaudy exterior. Gaudy, huh? I don't see it that way. As a matter of fact, I think most people will see it as clean and hygienic. With a shop like that, it's a matter of time before they find some food contamination and the place is forced to close. Yes, well, we both run a restaurant cafe, and any kind of food contamination or poisoning incident would bankrupt us. I suggest we both be very careful that doesn't happen. I have nothing to worry about. Our place is spotless and super clean. No need to worry about that. And please don't compare my place with your old dilapidated shack. And to be honest, the place is an eyesore. I can't understand why people go there. I should warn you in advance, our place is going to be extremely busy after it opens. You probably won't be getting many customers tomorrow. Why don't you take the opportunity to clean the place up? In fact, you really should have fixed that quaint shack up a long time ago, or you wouldn't have been in this predicament. I hope you don't resent me for putting up such a nice and beautiful cafe right across the street from you. Hello, Marianne. How have you been? Keeping busy? Or are you just lounging around and whiling away the time? So sorry that business is not picking up. I told you you should have used the time wisely and did a little fixing up. Oh, hello, Marge. Been about a week since you opened, huh? Looks like you're doing okay. As for my place, we're not doing so bad. Revenue hasn't really changed much. I would say it's within our forecast. I was surprised our regular customers were so loyal. Oh, on the defensive, are we? Well, I don't blame you for being touchy about it. It's hard to see your little rundown shop deteriorating even further. I was just thinking. You run that place with your husband, right? He does the cooking and waitering, anything that comes up, doesn't he? Yeah, he helps out any way he can. It is a family business. Tell you what, Marianne, since you guys are really having a hard time, what if I told you I'd be willing to hire your husband at our place? Help you guys out a little. What do you say? Excuse me? Hire my husband? Are you serious? I'm just lending a helping hand to a fellow cafe owner, that's all. You don't have to be so shocked. I figured your business was suffering, so I offered to help. What's wrong with that? If your husband comes and works for us part-time, it'll help to cut costs. With the lack of clients, he has nothing to do anyways, right? No need for that. We're not really in the red. Business is as usual. As a matter of fact, my husband is pretty busy, so thanks for the offer, but we'll pass. There you go again, getting all defensive. I know that pride is probably getting in the way, but there's no need. What are neighbors for, right? I'm sure you've seen the big long lines outside our place. And it's only been a week. It hasn't let up at all. I mean, can you believe it? It's only been a week, and our cafe has become this popular. Who would have thought, right? Now, if I could hire your husband, a pretty handsome guy, I have to admit, if he would work at our place, I bet we could double the amount of customers. Just think of the PR. A handsome guy like your husband running our cafe alongside a beautiful woman like myself. Our place would be the most talked about place anywhere. I bet we would be written up in the local paper or even a spot on TV. Oh, am I hearing you correctly? Did you start that cafe for the sole purpose of luring my husband there? Was that it? Not so sure about that. That's confidential. Well, I'm positive of one thing, Marge. My husband has no interest whatsoever in your new cafe. And I can tell you right now, zero interest in you. Sorry to disappoint you. Just trying to help out. Let me make one thing perfectly clear to you, Marge, because you just don't seem to understand. The long years of success since my grandfather started this place is not because my husband is handsome. That has nothing to do with it. Really? I thought that was the only reason you managed to stay in business, to be honest. You know what, Marge? I don't want to have to explain this to you, but what you should be worried about is trying to kickstart your new cafe, so it will last going forward. I don't think you have time to be trying to lure my husband to your new place or to be trash-talking me and my shop. You're attracting customers because they're curious, but what happens when that curiosity wears off? Then what? Thanks for the advice, Marianne, but your advice won't do much good. I mean, take a look at your place now. It's not simply out of curiosity that people flock to my cafe, Marianne. It was my business sense that did that. Look at the place. Look at all the people lined up outside. In less than a week, I was able to transform this place into one of the most popular cafes in town. There's no denying it. As an astute businesswoman, you should also know that people flock to newly opened businesses out of curiosity. The real test is only starting, Marge. Will customers be willing to come back a second time or a third? That's what matters. That's what keeps you in business for years to come. You know what? It's kinda annoying to be told that from someone whose cafe is empty. I don't see anyone waiting to get in. Like I said, we're doing okay. We've been in business for years. We've had good times and bad. We've retained a loyal customer base. Yes, whatever. Oh, and about my offer to hire your husband, that still stands, so when you decide, let me know as soon as possible. I'll pay him a reasonable hourly rate. Like I said, Marge, he has no intention of working there. Is it true? I just heard about it, Marianne. I couldn't believe it. This is serious. You know that, I hope. I warned you about this. It finally happened. A case of food poisoning, right? That's a death knell for your business. You won't be able to continue. I feel so bad for you, both of you, out of a job. That's tough. What are you going to do, Marianne? Like I offered before, I'm still willing to hire your husband at our cafe, but only your husband. I'm sure you can find something somewhere else. I have no idea what you're talking about, Marge. What food poisoning? I wish you wouldn't spread unfounded rumors. It's bad for business. Are you serious, Marianne? Are you really thinking of not reporting this to the authorities? You could lose your business license, you know. Food poisoning is no laughing matter. If I were you, I would really consider the pros and cons before doing anything irrational. But it's just inconceivable to me, as a business owner like you, and not to think of the safety of customers? How could you? Again, Marge, I have no idea what you're babbling on about. What proof do you have to accuse us of such a thing? That ambulance that came yesterday, what was that all about then? It looked like it was something major, all those people crowded around. You're not denying that, are you? When was this? You say this was yesterday? Yes, an ambulance pulled up in front of your old beat-up cafe. I saw someone getting carried away on a gurney. I know what I saw. Don't try and deny it, Marianne. Right afterward, I went out there and talked to Mr. Gaines. You know him, right? He owns that pizza place down the street. Well, he told me that your little establishment has been around for some time and that you've had sanitation problems for years. Not only that, but the entire place is antiquated. The kitchen and the dishwasher systems wouldn't pass muster now. Said the place is a disaster waiting to happen. Marge, can I stop you right there? For starters, our cafe was closed yesterday. We've always taken Monday off and try to stay open on the weekends. I thought maybe you would know that. Closed? You mean? Yes, we were not open. We're closed on Mondays. Everyone knows that. Closed on Mondays, huh? I had no idea. I heard about that incident from a neighbor, but what she told me was that Mrs. Todd, who runs that gelato place next door, apparently slipped on the stairs and hurt her back. I guess that's why they called the ambulance. They parked right in front of our place because 2 cars were blocking the entrance to Mrs. Todd's shop. I guess it looked like they were at my cafe. They had no other choice but to stop in front of our place. At least, that's the story I heard. Oh, really? There was such a big crowd out there, and Mr. Gaines, you know. You know what bothers me more, Marge? If you're running a business like a cafe, I would think you would know when other rival businesses are operating. If you want to run a business, you should know this. Are you sure you can manage to keep operating this way? Actually, I knew that. I've got it all on my calendar in the office. I've just been too busy lately, you know, with the long lines and all. And why did you spread rumors about our place having this food poisoning incident? If you had known we were not operating, you wouldn't have made that mistake. Yeah, well, it just looked that way, so... And why didn't you verify that it was really a case of food poisoning? It could have been any number of things. Maybe a kid tripped in front of our cafe, for example. To go and blab about someone getting sick in our cafe and spreading that false rumor around is, honestly speaking, totally irresponsible. And spreading rumors about food poisoning is a serious accusation, Marge. It could have ruined us. We may already have lost customers due to this. Do you realize the gravity of this? That was not my intention. I was only trying to. And another thing. Those 2 cars that were parked in front of Mrs. Todd's place? Turns out they were customers visiting your cafe. Mrs. Todd told me she had complained to you about using her parking space, but you completely ignored her. That's why the ambulance had to park in front of our place. Huh? Why do you even know about all this? Did you snoop around and ask questions? Unlike you, we have a tight-knit business community here, and we exchange information all the time. We help each other out when needed. Although Mr. Barnes has shunned any contact with us. He only started his shop a year or 2 ago. I guess he prefers to go it alone. A tight-knit business community? I've never heard of this. Why wasn't I invited? People have been in various businesses around here for generations. Like I said, a tight-knit community. A lot of information gets passed back and forth. The information I'm getting is that, although you spread these malicious rumors, nobody believes any of it. I doubt Mr. Barnes even believes it. Oh yeah, and about the owner of that gelato shop, Mrs. Todd? She's my husband's aunt. Huh? You guys are related then? Yes. Like I said, it's a tight-knit community. I've got a bunch of relatives that own businesses around here. As a matter of fact, my brother runs that burger place on 5th Street. Huh? And I thought it was a great chance for me to do away with that old rundown cafe once and for all. But you know what, Marge? You should be grateful that it didn't go as planned. Huh? Why should I be grateful? Well, for one, I won't have to press charges against you for slander and spreading false rumors about this food poisoning incident. If those false rumors spread and customers avoided my cafe, well, I could have sued you. Huh? Well, it didn't do any harm. Nobody believed it anyway. Lucky for you. But if people had, you would have been prosecuted and ended up with a criminal record. A criminal record? What are you even talking about? That's right, Marge. You would have been legally deemed a lawbreaker. You were on the verge of breaking the law. So you should be grateful that it didn't progress any further. Come on, Mary Ann, you're blowing this all out of proportion. You're over-exaggerating this whole thing. I wish you wouldn't threaten me like that. I'm not threatening you, Marge, and for your information, this is not an over-exaggeration. There are similar cases just like this all over the country. Some people have even served sentences and paid enormous fines for exactly what you did. Getting back to what I was saying, the main reason for causing all this in the first place is it was simply out of frustration and payback for not being able to lure my husband away and have him work at your place. Isn't that right? This was all about retribution for not getting your way. That's not how I... Please, Marge, don't try denying it. I know all about it. My husband said you had been persistent in your effort to persuade him to come and work for you. Although I suspect there were ulterior motives, which I won't get into here. Anyway, my husband resisted, refusing your constant pestering of him. He finally sighed with relief when you finally eased up a little. I was only trying to help him. I don't know where you got the idea that we were in trouble financially. You probably thought that the only reason we were able to stay afloat was because my husband was good-looking and women, were flocking to our cafe just for that reason. But what other reason is there? That place is a dump. Why would people go there? I was only trying to help him and you out. Yeah, you're right. I did try and lure him to my place. I figured it would be a wise business decision. He would definitely bring in business. Any business-minded person would do it. Do you really think such a short-sighted strategy would last? Do you really believe that you would be able to continue to do business for over 60 years as we have? You're completely delusional if you think that's a sound business decision. Wait, excuse me? That place has been operating for more than 60 years? That's right, but getting back to what I was saying. Yeah, sure. I won't deny that my husband's good looks attracts female customers and even some guys, but our main selling point is our fantastic coffee. That's what people come to our cafe for, and they've been coming here for decades. You're saying you guys are coffee specialists? My husband was a regular customer back in the day. I was working part-time at the cafe to help out my dad. That's where we met and eventually got married. After that, he started working at the cafe, where my father taught him everything he knows about coffee and the technique and skill required to make the best coffee in the world. Well, at least the best around these parts. I think we've succeeded given the fact that people have been coming here for decades, and we have a solid customer base because of our dedication. Long story short, we've maintained our decades-long tradition handed down from my father, which continues to the present. Tradition, huh? Unlike your fancy cafe, which caters to the Instagram crowd, we don't target just young and fashionable people. I told you before that our customer base is completely different. We cater to totally different customers. Yeah, right. Different customers. Okay. What I'm trying to tell you, Marge, is that you should really start putting some thought into how you can make your place last. Rather than conjuring up some short-sighted scheme to attract customers, think long-term. Excuse me, what am I supposed to do? I can't just make up decades of so-called tradition in a day. Maybe you should start by correcting the obvious, like the attitude and impoliteness of the part-timers working there, or that maybe you should reprimand them for talking too much, or perhaps you need to reevaluate the dishes being served. Perhaps the chocolate cookies are too small, or the cake slices are too thin. Is the cafe manager sitting back and lounging around too much? Which really degrades the look of the place and the overall impression it leaves. You said there were long lines outside, but that seems to be waning recently. You know what, Marge? What I just said may be the reason for the decline. Did you even contemplate that? Are you saying I don't know how to run my business? Well, I don't need your advice. I heard that you were asking some of the neighbors for money. Are you sure you can keep this up? It's not easy to run a cafe. You always have to be on your toes. Like I said, I don't need your advice. I have my way of doing business. Leave me alone. After I gave her that advice, she didn't pester me or my husband any longer and went about trying to run her business her way. But it seems she was not only having trouble running her cafe, but her personal life was in the doldrums. About her down payment on the cafe that I was concerned about, it turns out she scraped together the cash from her husband's savings and dipped into accounts she was not permitted to touch. And apparently borrowed a considerable amount from various financial institutions. Her husband, who was working overseas at the time, was absolutely furious. Another thing that thoroughly pissed him off was when he heard that she was lusting after my husband. What's more, she has 2 kids, but completely disregarded them and focused all her attention on the cafe. The more the customer base declined, the more she became frustrated, spending every waking minute on how to revive the cafe. You can probably imagine where this probably went. That's right. The marriage eventually ended badly, and the cafe suffered a similar fate. All that was left was a mountain of debt. All her efforts were just one wild goose chase, a self-defeating endeavor. Last I heard, she was working various jobs to make ends meet, and to pay back the enormous debt she had accumulated.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Larry, what is going on here? Why is your mother coming over to our house?
Lola, what do you want now? What's the problem?
Where are you right now?
I'm at my mother's house. I'm packing up her things and getting it moved to over there.
Wait, what? Your mom's not coming to live here, is she?
Yeah, of course. I told Mum to head over to the house before me, as it might take me a while to get everything sorted. Look, I haven't eaten lunch yet, so why don't you whip up something for us, alright?
Back up, mister. You're avoiding my question. You're not seriously saying that you're packing up your mother's things and moving her in here with us, are you?
Yeah, I am. What of it?
I'm strongly against this from happening.
Why? What's the big deal?
Well, let's see. The reason why I stopped going over to her house was because every time we did, she used to tease me about our marriage and make me feel terrible. Come on. You know her well enough to see how she treats me. And the fact that you never even consulted me about what you were doing? Is this some kind of joke?
God, calm down, Lola. You become so testy recently. It's been over a year since you gone to see her. My mum has forgiven you for your selfish efforts to isolate yourself.
Are you kidding me, Larry?
In addition to that, she's given you a chance to earn back your great daughter-in-law card. So you need to do your best to prove that to her, from today.
This seriously must be some kind of bad joke.
Why would I joke? Are you not paying attention on what I said before?
I'm not living in the same house as your mother.
What? You have no choice but to live with her now.
I outright reject this insane idea you have.
And I'm not going to let your selfishness come into play again. I forgave you the last time you did this, as I think you needed some time to calm down. I'm not going to do that this time. Her house has already been sold, and is about to be handed over to the new owners, so she needs somewhere to live.
The house has been sold? I had no idea.
If you refuse to live in the same house as her, she's going to completely lose her way and be on the streets. Do you want that on your conscience? No matter how hostile you are, how could you do such an inhumane thing to your husband's own mother? Now that my dad has passed away, our house is the only place you can come home to, you know?
So, this is how you choose to act then?
Lola, if you refuse to let our mother live with us, then I guess I've got no choice but to file a divorce from you.
If that's what you want, I get it. Fine, let's get divorced.
What? Are you really wanting to do this?
You can't give me empty threats, Larry. From today, I'll go hand over the divorce papers at the courthouse.
Are you being serious about this, Lola?
Yep. By the way, your mother has been making a fuss over whether or not you've had lunch yet, so you should buy something for you both.
Hey, you should be the one preparing lunch for all of us if we're together.
We're getting divorced, Larry, so I'm saying no to making anything.
What? You're saying no to me?
If I keep having to do what you and my mother-in-law say to me, there will be many disagreements, and I can't have that if we all live together. I guess just be grateful that I'm not forcing you both out of the house.
Lola, don't be like this.
I will start to prepare things then. Not your mother's lunch, though. Just the divorce papers. Once you get back home, please sign them so this can be over and done with.
Hey, Lola, did you really just leave my mother behind at the house and went out?
Yeah, I come back now and I'm in my room. And I did that while I was working from home.
Why'd you do that?
Oh, do what you like for dinner. I went to the convenience store and bought my own dinner. I'll eat in my room.
Who do you think you are? We're all living together from today, so why are you being so uncooperative? You know that we need to compromise, right? Because we're a family.
Do you think you even have the right to use the word compromise after trying to force me, us, all to live together?
Don't talk to me like that. Did you really go and file for the divorce papers?
Oh, get over it, Larry. Of course I did. I left it in the living room. Didn't you see it?
Even your name has been written on the dotted line. Pinpoint precision.
Yep. Now we just need for you to sign it. So can you do that? Quick, please?
You seriously want to get a divorce? I know who you really are, Lola. I've seen it.
What do you mean, Larry?
Nothing. It's fine. If this is what you want, I'll give you the divorce. Okay? Suppose I'll write my name on the divorce papers then, shall I? But you'll be the one who has to deal with all the trouble if we go through with this.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not a big deal to me, Larry. Now, can you hurry it up with the signing?
Alright. I'll sign the damn papers. Hey, Lola, about those divorce papers. I took them into the courthouse.
And what are you talking about?
Oh, you must have thought that if you threatened me with divorce papers that I'd panic and my mother would no longer be able to live here. But what a shame for you. You never thought that I'd turn it all around and actually do it, did you? It's a bit late for you to panic now, since it's already been done. It's not good to intimidate someone with something so extreme as a divorce.
Okay, I understand that, but...
But what? What is it now?
You saved me a lot of time and energy doing that, so thank you for going to file them.
Huh? You didn't explain the but before.
Oh, yes, but there's the issue of dividing up the property that we have, so I have asked a lawyer for some guidance.
You went to a lawyer? Whatever for?
Of course I did. I was introduced to this lawyer through a close friend of mine who dealt with their case.
Why's the lawyer got to be involved?
Look, this is not a good time to talk. I have an online meeting in like a minute. We'll talk about this another time.
Another time? But what is there to talk about? Aren't you going to tell me anything about this lawyer?
I really must go now, Larry. We can discuss this more at a later date.
Hey, you need to get out of here and fast.
Larry? Get out? Who needs to get out?
This is about you, Lola. It's already been a month since we got divorced, so how long are you planning on squatting here for?
Squatting? I'm doing no such thing.
This is my mother's and ours house, not yours, so you need to hurry up and leave.
But I sold this house though, so how is it yours?
Wait, what? You sold my house without telling me?
Why so shocked, Larry? When I went to the lawyer's office, he explained the whole process to me properly. Once the divorce was finalized, I wanted you to move out of the house by the end of this month. If you don't want me to be in this house, you can always take legal action.
You're kicking me out the house.
Well, yes. When it comes to this house, it's in my name as I inherited it from my uncle since he had no children. I'm sure you knew this.
Oh, I guess you did tell me that before we even considered getting married. But when we got married, you changed your last name to mine, right?
What do you mean?
Or did you forget? My mother told me that a bride should entirely devote herself to her husband. That's why the house should be changed to my name.
I don't think that's how it works. Are you crazy?
Really? Lola, did you not proceed with the change? How could you?
There's no way that I would agree to this so-called story over changing everything into your name.
So you seriously didn't do that?
Obviously, there's no point in changing my name for only that reason. It makes no sense.
This can't be happening to me right now.
Oh, well, it was a stupid thing to continue with the whole story that we are living together without my permission.
What stupid thing?
My mother used to ask, is it because of the number of economically independent women has been increasing over time? Is the position of the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law equal? Or is it getting worse because of that? So, if a more outspoken and independent woman comes along, do you beat her to pulp? If you're going to just bully your own wife, of course she's going to fight back.
But
That's what this situation feels like right now, doesn't it?
But that's not it. I'm not bullying you. All you're doing is working from home. You're making way less than me now, so I don't know how you're going to afford your post-divorce lifestyle.
Hey, don't attack me for my job. I earn twice as much as what you do.
Twice as much? I don't believe you.
When I first got married to you, I was earning just a bit less. As I continued to work, my salary started gradually increasing, so now I earn quite a bit more than you.
You can't be serious.
Oh, I'm dead serious, Larry. Are you unemployed right now?
Why'd you mention that?
I heard the company you work for went bankrupt 3 months ago.
How could you have found that out?
I told you that I've got a friend at that company, so why did you think that I wouldn't find out?
Oh, of course. You found out with your loudmouth friends.
Yeah, anyways, when are you planning on leaving here?
My plan?
Yeah, since you sold the house that your mother used to live at, you'll have no choice but to rent or buy a new house. By the looks of it, doesn't seem like you're looking at all.
Because we didn't think we were in a position that we had to leave the house.
I'm not changing my mind. You've got until the end of this month to leave, so you've now got 5 days to pack up your things and leave, okay?
We only get 5 days?
Even if you don't have a place to live, you still need to leave, alright?
I can't believe what you're saying right now. I haven't found another job and you're just going to ignore that fact. If you're going to be like this, you should be the one providing me a place to work and a place for my mother and I to live. If you're the one to do that, then I can leave at any time then.
There's no way I'm doing any of that. There's nothing I can do now. We're divorced. You should try contacting that friend of yours if you need help.
What friend?
That friend that you mentioned? Don't come complaining to me later if you don't get any help.
Hey, Lola, why is there a big black truck parked in front of my house?
It's a potter's truck, of course.
Potters? What the heck?
Yeah, they're a well-known lumber company in our area, you know? The owner's daughter was a year ahead of me in high school.
Wait, hold up. The Potters Lumber Company's daughter went to your high school? No way. It's not Laura Potter.
Hold on a second. So you do know her?
We're in the same year at middle school.
Wow, I did think that we were from the same town, but I didn't think that you would have that sort of connection. Well, when I told her about my situation with you and my mother-in-law, she went and told her father as well.
She talked to the owner?
Of course, they're father and daughter after all. At the same time that you got a job, your mother arranged to move into the company's housing estate.
What? Wait a minute. Please stop talking to the Potters. To think I'd work for them when I said I wouldn't.
Well, we found a lot from the real estate agent about this. That real estate agent really knows a lot.
No matter which side you look at it, what you're doing isn't fair.
You're the one who told me to get you a job, Larry.
But not with them. Seriously.
What did I say earlier? I don't want to hear your complaints.
But my mother got into the car with the handsome-looking guys from the pickup unit.
Oh, nice. Is it true that your mother goes weak at the knees when it comes to handsome-looking men?
This isn't funny, Lola.
Hey, come on. It's just a joke. Besides, you can't let your mother go alone, can you?
No, but I can't leave.
You will leave. Please hurry up and get in the truck.
This can't be happening to me. This is crap. It's not fair.
With Larry chasing after his mother, who's eager to be picked up by handsome men, and doesn't get what's going on, gets into the car, about to burst into tears. Also, I have the secret ingredient to get my ex-mother-in-law into the vehicle with no problems given to me by Laura. With her being enticed into the vehicle, Larry had no choice but to settle into his company housing estate and began working at the lumber site the next day. It seems like he's being well educated amidst the warm welcome of his colleagues. And my mother-in-law, of course, she doesn't have a worksite job, so it seems like she's being taught mainly business etiquette and interpersonal skills during her desk work. They have no choice but to be exhausted every day, as they have nowhere else to go. It seems they are spending their days working hard, even with tears in their eyes.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.